Welcome to Tamer Bowling Video Ball Reviews. We need your support, so if you like what we do, please support us by joining our Patreon page. I want to thank Limerick Bowl for their support. If you're in the area, don't forget to visit Limerick Bowl in Limerick, Pennsylvania. Let me introduce our new partner, Haley's Pro Shop. A big thank you to Jeff Miller and Ron Hoppy. Don't forget to check out Haley's Pro Shop in Burlington, Washington for world-class drilling and coaching. Alright, so let's spend a bit of time comparing the UFO to the Halo Vision. The UFO has a new core which has a very different shape from the Halo. The light bulb-like ET versus the blocky Centrum. The impression, to be totally frank, is that they're pretty good complements. Both balls are using nanotechnology for strong traction. The UFO core is going to feel a bit, but I would say rounder in its motion, but this is a small nuance. By contrast, the Centrum core will look a touch sharper in the transition. I talked about the ET core being a little less forward, and that has to do with the sharpness of the core's transition, which I just mentioned. Some will like one shape a little more than the other and vice versa. That being said, I find the UFO a little easier to use due to that slightly smoother transition. This nuance will come into play for me as I describe the experience differences. Clearly the UFO is a very strong, solid ASIM motion. That would be the top of anybody's bag who needs this much strength. There isn't anything stronger available. The solid, grippy cover will always give traction. As the ball goes down the lane, the ball starts to bleed energy from both friction and the hook phase. It will finally get into a roll. It's smooth yet aggressive. The core shape complements the traction level of the cover at the end of the pattern. And I could make this shape work from the second to the fourth arrow. Sometimes the smooth shape makes for a smaller usable window, and each individual bowler obviously has their limitations, so this is all relative. But this ball had a wide usability range for me, and that's not always the case. Some balls will only have a range of, say, 5 boards at the arrows. With the Halo Vision, the big characteristic when we first saw it was it felt like more ball than the original Halo. Is it? Well, not exactly, but as you watch, you might say the same about it versus the UFO. The bottom line is that the hybrid cover gives the ball more pop down lane, and this ball allows me to generate a lot of angle late. The sharper transition plus the extra energy storage of the hybrid means extra motion. For me, that meant that it had about the same usability window. However, I have to play them a touch different on the same pattern. Whereas the smoothness of the UFO meant when I got deep, I could bring my breakpoint in. With the Vision, bringing the breakpoint in as much as the UFO wasn't going to hold. It's just a touch more angular, meaning a little more miss room out. As you watch Brian, you can also see the more angular nature of the Halo Vision. In the original UFO video, you could see a small delta between the UFO and the Halo. Again, the Centrum core is a bit sharper to transition, but those two balls were not much different. Comparing to the Vision shows a slightly bigger differential. In the end, some might feel like the Vision's a bigger ball on certain conditions. It might feel that way because the hybrid cover just stores a bit more energy. Always remember, stronger doesn't always mean more board coverage. In fact, many times it's quite the opposite. Ultimately, the Vision is the same complement to the UFO as it was to the original Halo. And while I assume at some point there will be a UFO hybrid, rest assured the Halo Vision complements the UFO nicely.